Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Up Connect, and Building Solid Foundation.
Welcome back, everyone, here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, and I'm your host, Marie Antonette Waite, and today we are talking about foundations of business, and our best amazing guest is Cornelius Bryant, who is a public and motivational speaker, and he also has a school called Renaissance Man School of Etiquette. So Cornelius, we were talking about in the last segment in regards to some of the classes and the format of your classes where you can do one-on-one or group sessions. That is amazing that you can accommodate people based on what they wanted to see happen. And but then I wanted to go deep on your skills here that you teach us. So one of the things that you included here is social skills. So now I
Yes.
know for a lot of the new generation, because of the technology, I think that's one thing that people have been missing. Now, what are your experiences so far from the people that are coming into your school?
Well, a lot of them, they don't know how, especially after the pandemic, because you have to remember a lot of these kids, they became teenagers during the pandemic, during that period. And so before you did everything in person, but then during those periods, everything was done online and you're at home. So, your only way of communicating, connect with people was on the social media. And so, of course, now, even if you're sitting next to somebody, a lot of people, they're texting, they're on their phone. You don't talk to them. So with the social skills what I found out is a lot of people, they're almost like scared now to get out and talk with people or even go out in public because everything you can do from home now. You can work from home, get groceries delivered to the house, get everything delivered to the house. You don't have to go outside. And so what we've failed to realize is that humans weren't created to be alone, to be in
Okay.
these isolated environments, and it's taken a big toll on us as far as humans go. I mean, with depression and all the things that go with it, because we're not interacting. Now that for social media goes, it opens up the doors for things that we never did before. Like before, you got bullied if you went out in public or you went to school. But now people are getting bullied on social media to the point where a lot of people are committing suicide and all these different things that you never would have thought of before. And so I like to get people back to talking, to interacting with each other. And because when you deal with people personally, also that gives you signs too. Like if their behavior changes, something's wrong, or their appearance. Like if I didn't know you, and then you look like this, and then I see you later, and you're all over the place with your hair. You look disheveled. I could say, "Whoa, you know, Maria looks out of place." Whereas if you're not getting a relationship with people when things happen, it's hard to notice.
Okay, I understand. So I think, I'm wondering if you can share one of your techniques in regards to how you're able to help people get rid of their fear when it comes to social skills.
Well, you know what? What I do is, like, let's say, for example, just a while ago, I did it at a school. And so, we had the people go up there and talk with each other. We broke off into groups where you can talk to each other. People are like, well, I can't talk to strangers. I can't talk to strangers, because when they look at me this and that, so, okay, so we'll do this thing. It's called, okay, when you look and talk to them, instead of, looking away from them, we'll say just look them in the face when you talk to them. That's part of the communication skill. It goes, well, I can't that. So we talk, well, to focus on something on their face, their eyes or nose or something, look at them, talk to them. And then as they get more and more comfortable with that, then, next, they're laughing and they're talking. It goes, well, I don't know how to go up to people and just start a conversation. And so that's part of the thing we do. We just break off in groups, and then each person will take a person, and you'll talk to them, and sometimes we even give them a little script on what to say. Hi, my name is so and so, and then they go, you learn that it's really not that hard.
Yes.
Then you later you be like, oh man, I really enjoy that because you found a lot of people, even like on social media, you have 30,000 friends. But
Okay.
in real life, you don't have not one friend who you could really talk to. And so the idea of friends is different. So then you learn that, wow, it's a big difference in having a real life talk to in person friend as opposed to 30,000 social media friends.
Okay. Well, you know that I am doing a big event in San Diego in November. Are you aware of that, Cornelius?
Yes, I talked to you about it the other day, as a matter of fact, and the days that you're going to have it, oh, those are the days I won't be here, unfortunately. But I wish I could make it.
Yeah, because that would be great for your students to witness how people are speaking on stage. And I think that would be a great experience for them. But if you decide you wanted to invite your students to my event, let me know. I think that would be a great opportunity for them to watch people talk on stage. And I'll be willing to, work with you on that. Okay.
Sounds great. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. You're talking about proper hygiene. Now, how important is that when you're in the business world?
Oh, it's very important because like you say, you're up in people's face, you're talking to people, you're trying to advance your career. And if your hygiene's not good, your grooming part and all that, that's what people look at. That's your first impression of people when you see them, how they dress, how they carry themselves. Especially if you're in a business world, there's an expectation that from your employer that you're going to carry yourself or look a certain way. So that's really important because you can go up there and if your breath's not good or you smell a little bit or you know you turn people off and you run them away. But the thing that's funny is I teach a lot of times that from culture to culture it's different. Like in some cultures they don't wear deodorant, they don't wear colognes or anything like that because that's their culture. So how do you say if you're at an event, if this person's there, you may think their hygiene's bad, but they think you're smell too because you have all this cologne and stuff on. So that's why a lot of times you have to know where you are and who you're with because that plays a role in it for as
I
hygiene goes.
remember, I remember that too much perfume can also irritate people's, smell. So I think there's a balance that people need to know when it comes to wearing perfume or cologne. uh, when you're dealing with people. And I know that I started really keeping an eye on that or paying attention to it because I don't want to irritate people's, smelling if they might be allergic to it or something. And it's just interesting. You have to find the balance on that.
Right, that's right. Because a lot of times what happened is your sense of smell is different. So
Hmm.
you may have to put a lot of cologne or whatever on so you could smell it yourself. But because you don't smell it, but then you go around someone else and it's just overpowering.
Hmm.
And so they're like you say they're allergic to it or what have you. But a lot of times what people do also, they use the perfumes and colognes to try to cover up smells like cigarette smoke and stuff like that. Now realizing that now you're mixing the smell of cigarettes with the perfume, and so now you're walking around like a cloud and you're just choking everybody out.
Okay. Now, how do you deal with people that sometimes when they're talking, they have this very strong smell, but you can really tell them because you don't want them to feel offended. I mean, how do you address that?
Well, that's a tricky one because, like I say, with different cultures, that might be just their smell. So if you go up to them or you say something, or no matter who it is, that's right. So how do you go up and say, "Oh, well, I'm sorry, but I just want to let you know you stink and you should leave." How do you do that without hurting someone's feelings or creating a major argument? So that's a trick one. It depends on then your relationship too. That's important. What kind of relationship do you have with them? So if you have
Okay.
that kind of relationship, then maybe you can make a suggestion. Maybe just go in the bathroom, or I have somebody in my car, I may be able to help you. But it's hard, especially like I said, if you go up to a stranger, especially like you say in a work environment. Let's say, for example, your event, you've got all these people here, and then someone comes to tell you, Marie, this person over here smells really bad and it's just really foul. And it's creating a crisis for our whole section. How do you go up and tell that person, everybody's complaining about your smell and they can't stand your smell. Can I ask you to leave? So, that those things are really tricky and crucial and critical on how you address them. because it can just really blow up.
Yeah, the person will definitely be offended, and it's just I don't know how you can make that manageable. All right. Well, I see the power of what you do, and I have one more thing I wanted to ask you. It looks like the proper hygiene relates to the personal grooming also. And this is more related to the self-esteem and the confidence of the person itself too. So tell me more about that. I have about 2 minutes right now.
Grooming is
Oh, 1 minute
important.
left, actually.
1 minute. Okay, grooming is your outer. See, grooming to me is more or less an outer appearance. So you want to look good on your outer appearance. You want to be well groomed, and when people see you, you're impressed. Oh wow, look, Maria, she looks fabulous. Fabulous lifestyle. And so that attracts people to you. I mean,
Okay.
people, no matter what you say, people are attracted to great looking people. So if your grooming is good, everybody aspires, oh, I like that what this person wears. I like the way they look, the way they appear. And this is kind of person I want to be around or be with. And everybody wants to be with a good looking crowd.
Okay, well, let's continue that conversation because I know this is a little short. But we're gonna take a commercial break right now, and for you out there, don't go away. We'll be right back here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio.
Of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored